In 1642, a European explorer recorded reaching land that should not exist. The coordinates were written down, the crew confirmed it, the maps were updated, and yet today, if you follow those same coordinates, there is nothing there, no island, no coast, just open water. How can a place be real enough to map, yet vanish completely from the face of the earth? This isn't a myth. It's a documented piece of history that continues to defy explanation. During the 17th century, the age of discovery, exploration was a science, not guesswork. Voyages were logged with incredible precision. Every single day, ship captains recorded their latitude, the weather, the distance traveled, and any significant sightings. Their lives and the success of their expeditions depended on this accuracy. One of those meticulous voyages belonged to the Dutch explorer Abel Tasman. His journals, remarkably, still exist today. At the time, Tasman was a respected and experienced seaman employed by the powerful Dutch East India Company. He was not a man known for exaggeration or fantasy. His mission was to chart the vast, unknown southern waters, and his reputation depended on the truth of his reports. He was tasked with finding new trade routes and new lands, and what he found would puzzle cartographers for centuries. According to the surviving logs from his 1642 expedition, after weeks at sea in the vast expanse of the South Pacific, the crew sighted land. Tasman's journal entry is clear. He describes its outline, its estimated size, and its precise position relative to their known route. The discovery was significant enough that the location was marked on contemporary maps. For years it remained there, a ghost on the charts, an accepted piece of geography. If you look at maps from that era, you can see it drawn in, a testament to Tasman's account. But then something strange happened. As cartography became more refined, later maps quietly removed it. There was no official retraction, no public correction. The island simply disappeared from the record. It was erased, as if it were a mistake everyone tacitly agreed to forget. But was it a mistake? Modern historians and oceanographers have tried to retrace Tasman's route. They've used his original coordinates, accounted for the navigational tools of the 17th century, and run simulations with advanced technology. Every single attempt, every calculation, leads to the same baffling result. Nothing. There is no island where he said there was. There isn't even a shallow seabed, an underwater volcano, or any geological trace that suggests land ever existed there. It's not just that the island is gone. It's as if it was never there at all. This deepens the mystery significantly. An island eroding over centuries is one thing, but for a landmass of the size described to vanish without leaving a single clue, no reef, no seamount, nothing is almost impossible according to our understanding of geology. So what did Tasman and his crew actually see? What makes this so much harder to dismiss as a simple mistake is that Abel Tasman was not alone. His sighting was corroborated by multiple crew members whose accounts were recorded independently. These weren't just sailors vaguely agreeing with their captain. Some of them mentioned seeing high, rugged cliffs. Others described what looked like vegetation covering the hillsides from a distance. The ship's first mate, Francois Vischer, also a skilled cartographer, logged the sighting. These eyewitness accounts were written down in the ship's log long before any maps were ever drawn. They are raw, unfiltered observations from men whose survival depended on telling the difference between a cloud bank and a coastline. These weren't sailors prone to seeing mirages. They were seasoned professionals. The sheer consistency of their reports presents a serious challenge to any simple explanation. How could so many experienced mariners be wrong in the exact same way? So let's explore the theories. The most obvious one is a navigational error. Perhaps Tasman miscalculated his position. This is possible, as 17th century tools weren't perfect. However, experts who have studied his logs note his meticulous methods. Even accounting for a significant margin of error, the calculations don't place his ship near any other known landmass that matches the description. The math simply doesn't fully explain the discrepancy. Another theory is a temporary natural formation. Maybe it was a massive pumice raft from an undersea volcanic eruption, or a uniquely shaped iceberg that had drifted far from the poles. But these phenomena don't match the descriptions of cliffs and vegetation. Furthermore, no known geological process creates a large, solid-looking island and then erases it so completely that not even a trace remains on the ocean floor. And yet none of these explanations fully account for what was so clearly recorded. This leads to a more conspiratorial idea: deliberate suppression. Could it be that the Dutch East India Company, or another rival power, intentionally erased the island from maps to protect a strategic location or hide a failed colonization attempt? This theory raises far more questions than it answers. Why hide it? If it was valuable, why not exploit it? If it was a failure, why not just correct the maps? Suppressing a discovery of this magnitude would have required an immense effort, and for what purpose? We are left with a historical account that stubbornly resists easy answers, and that brings us to the most unsettling questions that remain unanswered. If the sighting was an error, why was there no official correction from Tasman or his employers? History usually leaves explanations behind, but this time it didn't. Instead, it left a void. Why were only some records of the journey preserved while others seem to have vanished? And why did subsequent expeditions that sailed through the same waters decades later seem to studiously avoid mentioning it, neither confirming nor denying its existence? It's a silence that speaks volumes. It's one thing for an explorer to make a mistake. It's another for the entire world of cartography and exploration to quietly look the other way. In the end, we are left with two equally unnerving possibilities. If Abel Tasman and his entire crew were wrong, then history, for some reason, never bothered to officially correct them. It allowed a phantom island to live on in records, a ghost in the machine of exploration. And if he was right, then for a brief moment in history, something existed in the middle of the ocean long enough to be seen, documented, and mapped, and then it disappeared without a single trace. We may never know which is true, and perhaps that is the most unsettling part of this entire story. The unknown is a vast ocean, and sometimes it seems it can swallow entire islands. If you enjoy historical mysteries that still don't have clear answers, consider subscribing to the channel. We have many more stories like this coming your way. Thanks for watching.